Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now today we're doing something a bit different. This is my Xbox 360. It's one of the cheapest ways to enjoy older games and one of the simplest. Just put the disc in and play. No issues with modern OS compatibility, no user tweaks and fixes necessary, and no internet connectivity or forced updates required. The older and busier I get, the more I appreciate a Sunday morning, and when it looks like Silent Hill outside, all the more reason to chill out on the sofa. Not before taking Harry for a walk though. There could be a tornado or 10 feet of snow outside and this chunky boy would be at the end of my bed asking to go out. Looks like I spoke a little too loudly. I picked up this 250GB Xbox 360S on eBay for about 50 quid. The S or Slim 360 is a quieter, more reliable version of the console with built-in Wi-Fi. I bought this for single-player games mainly, ones I may have missed back in the day that are now available for a couple of quid at my local CEX. My most recent trip cost me £20 and I came home with 8 more games. The most expensive of the lot was GTA 4, which set me back a whopping 6 quid. Before jumping into my new old games collection, I experimented a little with the console's resolution options. Some say that setting the 360 to output at 720p instead of 1080p on a 4K display will produce a cleaner image because most games run natively at 720 and scale better when letting a modern TV do the work. That did seem to be the case with my TCL C805K. With our console running at optimal image quality, let's jump into some games, starting of course with Grand Theft Auto 4. The 360 version has visual elements and features that are missing from the PC release, plus we have all the original songs intact here because I just put the disc in and hit play without connecting my console to the internet for updates. That sounds like such an alien concept these days, doesn't it? Oh, how I've missed Roman's barrage of phone calls at the absolute worst time. I bought Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition on eBay a while back for about a tenner because I've not actually played the DLCs. Yeah, I know it's only been about 18 years, but I never got round to it. This was one of my first Xbox 360 experiences. I still remember the day my mum bought me New Vegas too, only I had that on the PS3 and it ran terribly. I think it had an issue whereby the bigger your save file got, the worse the game would run, but it didn't stop me from pumping hundreds of hours into it until it got to the point that it just wouldn't work anymore. And that's when I switched to the Xbox version. Despite being a quieter version of the 360, it can still get a bit leery, but installing games to the hard drive eliminates a lot of noise. This is beneficial in bigger open world games like Skyrim. I don't think I've played any game quite as much as this, and for £1.50 I just had to buy it again. Guess I can wave goodbye to the next few months of socialising. Some of the games also came with their original instructions and maps like Mafia 2. I don't think we see enough of this these days. Some of the included manuals are like 30 pages thick. These in-game advertisements are always cool too. I think there was some kind of controversy back in 2010 about the amount of grass in this game. The PS3 version lacked 3D grass and blood effects or something like that. Anyway, it's a great game whatever platform you choose, and it runs just fine on the Xbox here. I'm taking the opportunity of 360 ownership to play some of the games I barely even started back in the day as well, like Assassin's Creed 3. I must have started it 5 or 6 times, but never got any more than an hour in for one reason or another. I think this holds up really well visually, and I remember the crowd density being a pretty big deal in 2012 too. There is some great looking DLC for this as well, but I think it's impossible to download since the 360 marketplace no longer works. For the final game I tried today, I connected my 360 up to the internet using Wi-Fi, which would turn out to be a bit of a waste of time. I think you might know where I'm going with this. I used to love to play Battlefield 3, so I thought I'd try to jump into an online match and see if anyone was still playing. It turns out that the servers shut down over a year ago. Looks like I'll have to find a copy of Modern Warfare 2 to get my nostalgic online shooter fix. Now, I wouldn't have minded all this as much if I hadn't gone through the effort of setting up a new Xbox Live profile, because apparently that doesn't work on the console anymore, and then waiting for about half an hour for the 2GB multiplayer add-on to download. Yeah, the 360's Wi-Fi is pretty slow. I definitely suggest a good old-fashioned Ethernet cable. That said, I'm a big fan of the single-player campaign in Battlefield, which still looks pretty good too, especially with the optional HD texture pack installed. This can be installed to the HDD from the second disc if you want to use it. In the early days of the Xbox 360, you could buy it without a hard drive, and you don't actually need one unless the game you want to play requires a mandatory install. This is something that became more common towards the end of the console's lifespan. Honestly, I've had an absolute blast just sitting back and relaxing with the Xbox 360 today, and there is a whole range of cheap games out there just waiting to be played. Just put in the disc and off you go. Performance wise, yeah, you're looking at 720p or lower most of the time, and sub 30 FPS in a lot of cases, but not bad for a console with just 512 megabytes of shared GDDR3. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your weekend.